Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here this morning. It's another lovely day here in coastal Virginia. It's cooled down again. It's down in the 40s, lower mid 40s. And it's a little gray and overcast outside. But right here, in the presence of divine consciousness, all is well. All is well. I thank you all for being here. I'm not quite sure what happened with the broadcast yesterday, but it is now up on all the different Facebook pages as well as the YouTube page. And I appreciate y'all following, and I look forward to serving you as best I can. If you're out there this morning, please give me a thumbs up or a hello so I'm aware of who's here and what's going on. And so let's begin as we do. It's become a tradition now with our breathing exercise. So we breathe in through the nose, hold, and breathe out through the mouth. Conscious breathing in through the nose, hold, out through the mouth. So let's begin. In, hold, out. 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 Okay, everyone. Following prompts here. I don't see any of the regular participants who often send me messages to let me know they're here. I haven't gotten any this morning, so hopefully we're going out live. We will act as if and know that all is well, regardless of how it may show up. All is well. Today I want to talk about daily remembering. And again, it begins with, every conversation begins with returning to the understanding that I am, you are, we are, all is created in the image and likeness of all that is, of the divine mind, of God, of Goddess. Everything, everything is created by and maintained by and supported by and is part of God. Understanding that and remembering that very experience is what all of the practice is about. Because that is the goal of this material life in this three-dimensional plane at this time and any other time. So if we think about it, if I take myself as an example, which may or may not be a good thing, I don't know. But if I use myself as an example, I realize that prior to becoming 100% knowing that I am the presence of God wherever I am, I had been on the planet 60 years. And so I had 60 years of conditioning, 60 years of training, 60 years of programming, if you will, prior to coming to an understanding that I am the divine presence of God wherever I am. And then embracing that understanding to the point it manifests as real for me in this life. So to simply have an aha moment or an epiphany on a given day at a given time, and having the idea that that one epiphany will eliminate all the pre-existing programming is a bit unrealistic. Now, does that say that that one epiphany in a particular expression of God does not happen? No. Anything is possible in the realm of divine consciousness. Anything. Arguably, in the Bible, it talks about how St. Paul, who used to be Saul, was knocked off his horse and blinded by an epiphany that took him some days to recover from, and that one experience shifted him entirely and remained with him until his experience with that body known as Paul the Apostle was complete. So there are historic records that those types of activities come along. Those, for lack of a better description, burning bush experiences manifest. But for many, many of us, this whole enlightenment process comes more as what we'll call the educational variety. That was originally said by, I think, William James, that the educational variety of spiritual enlightenment was the more revisited experience. It happened more often than the burning bush experience. But the only reason I bring all that to this conversation this morning is because knowing that of myself, I remember on a regular basis through remembering who I am. And I heard a message come through, and I want to see if I might not be getting something telling me I'm not seeing. So forgive me. So it says that it's not yet on the homepage. It's not yet on Mystic Paul. I'm not sure where it's streaming to, but I hope that it'll come on in a few minutes. If not, I will return and put it on again and try and find out why it's not showing. I'm really disappointed by that. And I think I know what the problem is. But I can't change it right now. So I'm going to move on. What's imperative is that we choose on a daily basis to remember who we are and what we do and how we got here. And so that in itself requires some work on our part. And it really takes training out all of those things I learned for those 60 years and then retraining my consciousness for perception purposes. And the first to do is to define the nature of all that is for myself. Define the nature of God. Define the nature of Goddess. And that takes, make statements about all that is God, Goddess. Declare what you believe divine mind to be in your own terms. Write a list of synonyms for all that is. Speak these definitions aloud, rapidly, as often as you can. Remember that you already have a whole vocabulary and an ability to describe negative fear in every positive way, possible way. By defining divine mind and in lengthening your list daily, you will soon be able to build vocabulary to describe Goddess, God, all that is, the truth, good, omnipotence. Words are important. Develop a flow and an ease in making vocal statements of truth. And here's an example of what all that just said. There is only one God, one mind, one infinite good, one infinite love, one infinite truth. This mind rules and governs all. This mind is my mind now. The life, love, and mind of all that is acting within me at this instant. I am filled completely with the light and spirit of truth. Through my mind, goodness thinks. Through my heart, God expresses divine love. Through my body, truth expresses her perfect life, health, and vitality. There is no life or truth or substance nor intelligence in negativity. Goddess, the good, is all there really is, and I am surrounded and filled with it. In my life, the realization of all that is the only activity now taking place. I have spiritual wisdom, spiritual perception, and spiritual discernment. I love truth. I speak truth. I rejoice in truth, for all is truth and all is well. Remembering our divine self, the animator of this body, is the whole point of this three-dimensional life. I acknowledge you as the presence of God. I thank you. Thank you. thank you for joining me. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.